Welcome to day 15. Today we're going to be talking about sleep hygiene. If you feel tired all the time, then it might be your normal sleep habits are working against you. And today we're going to be looking at setting up a simple sleep routine to help you get to sleep faster and then wake up not feeling exhausted. Sleep is the foundation of your mental and physical health. When your sleep is off, everything feels harder. Your mood, your focus, your motivation, and even your appetite. The sleep hygiene we'll be looking at today is not a massive list of 27 steps that you need to get to sleep. It's a few simple habits that you can do to help improve it. And the kinds of things we're looking to improve are that you fall asleep more easily, you wake up less during the night, you feel more rested in the morning, you cope better with stress, and that you think more clearly. And we're going to do that today by designing a simple but realistic sleep routine. So we're going to think of your sleep routine in 3 simple parts: your environment, your wind down routine, and then your boundaries with screens and things that will stimulate you. Looking at your environment, this is your bedroom, this is where you fall asleep. This space should be dark, quiet, and cool. And we want it to be a cozy space that you can feel relaxed in. And then for your wind down routine, we want this to be a 20 to 30 minute routine, roughly, that signals to your body that it's time to wind down and go to sleep. And this can be a few things. It can be some gentle stretching, it can be reading a book, anything which isn't going to activate your brain too much. And then potentially one of the most important of the 3 steps is your boundaries with screens and stimulation. So this is looking at reducing screen time, ideally an hour before you go to sleep, and then stopping drinking stuff like caffeine or anything that's going to give you energy. With this, it's not about being perfect, it's about trying to create a routine which you can stick to every day. So even if you're away, you want to kind of stick to this routine, stick to the timings as well. That's quite an important thing, because otherwise your body gets out of sync and you need it to remain constant. If you haven't already, grab a piece of paper or journal and something to write with, and we're going to go through step by step now and create a bedtime routine. So the first step, you're going to want to find a time where you want to start your sleep, essentially. And this should give you roughly 7 to 9 hours of sleep, depending on what you need personally. So for myself, I will thrive easily on 7 hours, but my partner, for example, might thrive on 9 hours. So you need to find what's going to suit you best. So for me, my target is to go to sleep at 9:30 p.m. and I give myself 8 hours, and then in that 8 hours, the aim is to get 7 hours of quality sleep. So I'll wake up at 5:30 a.m. and that'll give me my 8-hour period. Now you've got that time you're aiming for, we're going to set a time for our wind down routine to start. So just subtract 30 minutes from whatever that time is. So for me, that's 9 p.m. and that's when my wind down routine is going to start. And that is the moment that you're going to slow down and you're going to not do anything that's going to engage you too much. Now we've got that start time for your wind down routine, we're going to actually write out what that routine is. So we're going to go through a couple of different categories and you're going to pick one item from that category. So the first is body, and there's a few things you can do in this. So there's gentle stretching, a light yoga, so nothing too strenuous here, a warm shower or bath, and there's also just walking slowly around your house whilst you're tidying. That can be another thing that you can do in this category. And then there's the mind. So again, there's a few things we can do here. So one of those is journaling. This is a good option. It helps you unload your brain and remove any negativity from the day. There's reading. You could go through and read a few pages of book. Again, a book which is ideally not going to engage you too much. Nothing that's too exciting, essentially. You can also use this time to do a simple breathing practice. So you can find a meditation or something like that that's going to calm you down, that lasts for part of this time. And then there's also gratitude. So hopefully you'll notice that these are elements that we've been over previously in this 30-day challenge already. So you should have the skills to be able to do these. For the third point, there's your environment. So this can be going around dimming the lights, turning any of the bright overhead lights off. Ideally you want some of those like mood lightings, the little lamps, something like that that's not going to be too bright in the areas that you're spending this 30-minute wind down time. You can also close the curtains. So in the winter, in the UK at least, it's not too much of a problem because it's dark at 4 o'clock. But in the summer, maybe it doesn't get dark till 11 p.m. So just closing the curtains is a good way, and it's part of your routine, even in the winter, to do this. And then the next thing is just tidying up your bedside area and then preparing your clothes for the next day so that you don't have to rush around in the morning. Now you've got an idea of what you can do for each of those 3 categories, write down one for each. So for me, for the body, this is going to be some gentle stretching. For the mind, it's going to be a breathing routine or meditation. And then for the final one, it's going to be dimming the lights around the house. And then the next part is setting your screen boundaries. So for me, I have a very specific routine. I do not touch my mobile an hour before I go to bed. I don't look at that screen because it's really focused in my face. I will watch TV up to half an hour before I go to bed. So I still have that 30 minutes where I just have no screens at all. But for you, there could be examples of what you do. So it could be no scrolling in the bed. Ideally, you don't want to take your phone into the bedroom at all. It should be left in a different room completely for the best night's sleep. Like I said, for me, I don't use my phone an hour before bed. But for you, it could be 20 to 30 minutes before bed, for example. If you do keep your phone in your bedroom, then plug it in across the room so that it's not right next to your pillow. And remember, there's do not disturb modes on mobiles as well, so you can set those to start at a specific time, ideally around the same time as your wind down, if not earlier than that. I'd suggest picking one that you feel is suitable for yourself. Don't push yourself too much, just try and take a small step on this one, as it can be quite a difficult step to remove yourself from having that mobile. And finally, we're going to add something that's going to be your soothing cue. So this is something that's going to tell your brain that it's bedtime and you're about to go to sleep. This can be a number of things. So it could be lighting a candle and having that specific scent throughout the house. It could be getting into your pajamas, which are nice and cozy. It could be playing some white noise or like soothing sounds. So for me, I like the sounds of like fireplace crackles or the ocean, waves crashing on the shore. And it could also be making yourself a herbal tea or something like that. And like that is our bedtime routine done. So we've got our specific bedtime that we're going to aim for pretty much every night if we can, even at weekends. So like for me, that's 9:30, and then from that we worked out our routine start time, so that's 30 minutes before, and that's made up of 3 main elements. So there's going to be your body element, your mind element, and then your environment element. From that as well, we've got our boundary of our screen time. Mainly this is mobiles because they're right in front of your face, but you can expand this to computers or TVs as well. And then finally, we've got our soothing cue. So this is anything from the candles to the tea or whatever you find soothes you best. What I'm going to suggest is try this routine for a week, see how your sleep changes. Hopefully it will help improve it. If not, maybe review your sleep pattern and see if there's some other elements which might help it further. Once you've got that sleep pattern, reflect on how you feel as well. It's really important to see if these things are actually helping or not. So for the body, if you're finding that what you're doing is actually not helping, then maybe change it to something that's going to be more gentle for you to help you get into that sleep pattern. Congratulations, that's day 15 completed. You've written down and you're going to stick to your sleeping plan for the next week. This doesn't have to be a perfect week. Just see how it goes and don't be too harsh on yourself. This is you breaking some habits potentially, so I wouldn't expect it to be done in a click of a finger. It will take a few weeks to properly settle into it. Hopefully after a week you'll start seeing your energy levels change, especially in the mornings. For day 16 we're going to be doing a meditation practice, and this meditation is going to be an accessible one that even if you failed, it's going to help you pick it up in an easy, accessible way. I'll see you tomorrow.